Tony Romo threw for over 34,000 yards and 248 touchdowns as a Dallas Cowboy.
He heaves it down to the post to Williams, and he caught it!
He finished with a 97.1 career passer rating, one of the best of his era. He led the Cowboys to multiple playoff appearances and earned 4 Pro Bowl selections. But here's what makes his story unbelievable. Tony Romo was never drafted, not in the first round, not the third, not even the 7th. Every single team in the NFL passed on him in every round. He signed with Dallas as an undrafted free agent for a $10,000 signing bonus. So how did an undrafted quarterback from Eastern Illinois become one of the most successful undrafted QBs in NFL history? Here's what most people get wrong about Tony Romo's story. They think he was some underdog who got lucky. They think the Cowboys took a chance on a nobody and it just happened to work out. But that's not what happened at all. Understanding how Romo actually made it changes everything you think you know about building NFL quarterbacks. It explains why so many first-round picks bust, why teams waste millions on draft hype instead of finding real talent. And it proves the difference between a practice squad player and a Pro Bowler isn't always physical, it's mental. Tony Romo wasn't drafted in 2003 because scouts saw a system quarterback from a small school. They questioned whether his game and his frame would survive NFL hits. Every single team passed on him in all 7 rounds. The Cowboys signed him as a camp arm, a guy to throw passes in practice while the real quarterbacks rested. Fast forward to 2006. Romo's in his 4th year. He's thrown only a handful of regular season passes. Then, Bill Parcells names him the starter over Drew Bledsoe in Week 7. By Week 17, Romo's leading the Cowboys to the playoffs and making the Pro Bowl. Think of it like this. The NFL draft is a job interview where companies pay millions for candidates with the best resumes. Romo showed up without a resume and asked to work for free, and somehow he ended up running the company. Why did 32 teams pass on him? What did Sean Payton see that nobody else saw? And how did an undrafted free agent become one of the highest paid players in Cowboys history? The answer starts in a place NFL scouts never go, a small college town in Illinois. Before Tony Romo was making millions in Dallas, he was playing in front of 8,000 fans in Charleston, Illinois, Eastern Illinois University, Division I AA football, now called FCS, a school where the stadium holds maybe 10,000 people on a good day. This is where Tony Romo spent 4 years trying to prove he belonged in the NFL, and nobody was watching. Here's why that matters. The best quarterbacks in the NFL, they come from football factories, USC, Alabama, Clemson, places where 5-star recruits get NFL-level coaching and play on national TV every Saturday. Romo didn't have any of that. He had to build his game in complete obscurity. Tony Romo was a 2-star recruit out of Burlington High School in Wisconsin. He received exactly 1 Division I scholarship offer, Eastern Illinois. That was it. Wisconsin didn't want him. Iowa didn't want him. Every Big Ten school in his home region passed. His first 2 years, backup duty. In 2000, his sophomore season, Eastern Illinois goes 3-8. Nobody cares. No ESPN highlights. No draft buzz. No analysts breaking down his film. Think about it like this. It's like learning to play guitar in your basement versus learning on stage at Madison Square Garden. Romo was in the basement, and he had to get good enough that someone would eventually open the door. Then comes 2002, Romo's senior year. Everything clicks. Just under 3,000 yards, more than 30 touchdowns. He wins the Walter Payton Award, the Heisman Trophy of FCS football. Eastern Illinois makes the FCS playoffs. By December, NFL scouts are finally showing up. They see the arm talent, they see the mobility, but here's what they also see: a system quarterback from a spread offense, a small school kid who dominated inferior competition, a 6'2" frame they believe won't survive NFL punishment. April 26th, 2003, draft day. Romo watches from his apartment. His phone never rings. All 7 rounds come and go. He's going undrafted. Then his phone finally rings. It's Sean Payton, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback coach. Come to Dallas as an undrafted free agent, no guarantees, just a $10,000 signing bonus and a chance to compete in training camp. Romo takes the offer. He has no idea he's about to spend 3 years as the most anonymous player on the Cowboys roster. But those 3 years, they're about to turn him into the most prepared quarterback in football. From 2003 to 2005, Tony Romo threw only a handful of passes in regular season games. Basically nothing for 3 full seasons. Most NFL careers, they're over before they even start. You make the roster roster as an undrafted guy. You get cut after one preseason. But Romo? He stayed for 3 full seasons, and nobody outside the Cowboys facility even knew his name. Here's why those 3 years matter. This is where he learned to be a franchise quarterback without taking a single meaningful snap. While Drew Bledsoe ran the offense on Sundays, Romo was in the film room until 2 in the morning. 2003, he's buried on the depth chart, bouncing between the bottom of the roster and the practice squad. 2004, third string, 0 passes. 2005, still third string, still 0 passes. Think of the NFL like a restaurant kitchen. The head chef, that's the starter. The sous chef, that's the backup. Romo? He was the dishwasher, studying every recipe while scrubbing plates. Nobody notices the dishwasher, but he's watching everything. August 2004, training camp. Bill Parcells tells Romo he's getting cut. The Cowboys want to keep Drew Henson. Jerry Jones paid Henson $2 million to leave the New York Yankees. Then Sean Payton storms in, pushes back hard, says he's letting go of the wrong quarterback. Parcells keeps both. Henson gets his shot, throws picks, disappears, never plays meaningful football again. Romo still throws 0 passes, but stays on the roster. Why? Because Payton saw something nobody else saw. Film, study, obsession. Romo stayed in the facility until security kicked him out. He watched every snap from every team in the league, charted blitzes, memorized coverages. While Bledsoe went home after practice, Romo was playing mental reps against every defense in football. Why did Romo survive 3 years without playing? Because his football IQ became elite before his opportunity ever arrived. And you know what his actual job was during games? Holder. Tony Romo's primary responsibility was holding the ball for field goals. The future Cowboys franchise quarterback spent 3 years on his knee. Then October 23, 2006 happens. Week 7. Cowboys are 3-3. Bill Parcells turns to Tony Romo. Monday Night Football against the New York Giants. Primetime division rival. And what happens next? Proves those 3 years weren't wasted time. They were preparation. October 23, 2006. Monday Night Football. Tony Romo's first real shot. And the entire football world is about to find out what Sean Payton already knew. Romo takes the field against the New York Giants, a division rival. Primetime football. He makes throws, extends plays, and suddenly, the offense looks different. The Cowboys lose that game, but something shifts that night. That Monday night proves something scouts missed for 7 years. Romo doesn't play like a guy seeing real action for the first time. He extends plays, throws off platform, shows 0 fear. Because the Cowboys found something you can't teach. A quarterback who processes the game at NFL speed on day 1. A week later, he gets his first official start in Carolina, and the job is his. Then, Romo wins 6 of his next 9 starts. Dallas goes from 3-3 to 9-7. They're playoff bound. And Romo's putting up numbers nobody saw coming. By the end of 2006, 2,903 yards, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 95.1 passer rating. Those aren't good for a first-year starter numbers. Those are Pro Bowl numbers. And Romo makes the Pro Bowl. It's like watching someone sit on the bench in a chess tournament for 3 years, then beats the Grandmaster the first time they sit down to play. Romo didn't need to adjust to NFL speed. He'd already adjusted in his head during all those film sessions. November 23, 2006, Thanksgiving Day, Cowboys versus Tampa Bay. The entire country is watching. Romo throws for 306 yards, 5 touchdowns, in a 38-10 blowout. Sports Illustrated runs a cover story. Jerry Jones calls him a gift from the football gods. The media flips overnight. By December, he's leading SportsCenter highlights every night. Romo becomes the feel-good story of the 2006 season. But here's what nobody talks about. Romo didn't succeed because he was physically gifted. He succeeded because he'd already played thousands of mental reps. Every coverage he saw on Sundays, he'd studied it for 3 years. Why did Romo succeed immediately? 3 years of preparation compressed into one explosive season. By week 17, Dallas is 9-7, headed to the wild card round. 19 touchdowns in 10 starts. Pro Bowl selection. The kid who signed for $10,000 is now the face of America's team. If you're enjoying this deep dive into how Tony Romo defied every odd to become a Cowboys legend, we need your help. We're a small channel trying to grow, and every subscriber means the world to us. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep breaking down the most underrated careers in NFL history, and drop a comment. Who's the best undrafted player of all time? Romo? Kurt Warner? Someone else? Because what happens next in Romo's story gets even crazier. We're talking 8 years of trying to prove that one play didn't define him, the most clutch December performances in NFL history, and a legacy question that still haunts Cowboys fans today. January 6th, 2007. The botched snap heard around the world. Fourth quarter, Cowboys down 21-20, a chip shot field goal to take the lead. Romo sets as the holder. The snap comes in clean, but he bobbles it. He scoops it up and tries to run for a first down. Jordan Babineau dives and tackles him short of the yard to gain. The Seahawks lead survives. The Cowboys' season dies right there. The image of Romo sitting on the bench, head in hands, that becomes the defining moment of his career. ESPN runs it on loop. Talk shows pile on. The media has their narrative. Tony Romo can't handle pressure. Here's why that narrative matters. Once the media decides you're a choker, every mistake gets amplified. That botched snap didn't just cost a playoff game. It gave critics ammunition for a decade. Except here's what actually happened from 2006 to 2014. Romo had over 24 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. Advanced stats, one of the best fourth quarter passer ratings in the NFL, right in the same tier or better than Rodgers, Breeze, Peyton. The numbers tell a completely different story. Romo wasn't choking, he was carrying a franchise with bad defenses and coaching chaos. From 2010 to 2013, the Cowboys defense ranked in the bottom third of the league. 1 year, almost dead last. December Romo. 2011, 5 fourth quarter comebacks. Led the NFL. 2013, 4 more, second in the league. From 2011 to 2014, Romo's December passer rating, over 100. During the month that defines playoff races, Romo was one of the most clutch quarterbacks in football. Think of it like this. Romo was playing poker with a losing hand, bad defense, inconsistent coaching, but he kept bluffing his way to wins because his football IQ was that high. The Tony Romo chokes narrative, it wasn't based on reality. It was based on one moment and selective memory. But in the court of public opinion, perception beats reality every time. Why did the choker label stick? Because one iconic failure outweighs 100 quiet successes. Every year, the same cycle. Romo puts up big numbers. The Cowboys make the playoffs. Romo gets blamed when they lose. 2014, finally, the pieces come together. Peak Tony Romo, career best 113.2 passer rating, second in the NFL, 34 touchdowns, just 9 interceptions. DeMarco Murray rushes for 1,845 yards, behind the league's best offensive line. The Cowboys go 12-4. Everything Romo needs is finally in place. Divisional round, January 11th, 2015, Lambeau Field, Cowboys versus Packers. Romo outduels Aaron Rodgers. Dallas leads 26-21 with 4 minutes left. Then comes 4th and 2. Romo throws a perfect back shoulder fade to Dez Bryant. Bryant catches it, extends for the goal line, but the ball comes loose as he hits the ground. The refs review it. Overturned. Incomplete pass. Game over. Cowboys lose 26-21. That incompletion? It breaks something in Romo's body that never fully heals. 2 collarbone fractures in 2015. A compression fracture in his back in 2016. Dak Prescott takes over, and Romo retires at 37 without ever reaching an NFC championship game. The undrafted quarterback who rewrote Cowboys history never got his signature moment. Tony Romo retired with one of the best passer ratings of his era, so why doesn't anyone talk about him as an all-time great? Romo finished his career with 34,183 passing yards, 248 touchdowns, 117 interceptions, and a 97.1 career passer rating. Those are Hall of Fame caliber numbers, but Romo's not even in the Hall of Fame conversation. The question isn't whether Romo was good. The stats prove he was elite. The question is whether rings are the only thing that matter when we judge quarterbacks. Because if they are, then Romo's legacy legacy stays frozen in that moment in Seattle. Let's put Romo's career in perspective. He's one of the only undrafted quarterbacks in NFL history with over 30,000 passing yards and 200 touchdowns. Kurt Warner also went undrafted and made the Hall of Fame, but Warner had only a few truly extended peak seasons. Romo did it over 14 years in Dallas. He became the franchise's all-time leader in passing touchdowns and passer rating, from a $10,000 signing bonus to the face of America's team. Think of NFL legacies like climbing mountains. Some quarterbacks get dropped at base camp with helicopters and Sherpas. First-round pedigree, elite coaching, stacked rosters. Romo started at sea level with a backpack and a map. November 2017, Romo's first year as CBS's lead NFL analyst. He starts predicting plays before they happen, breaking down defensive schemes with surgical precision. Within 2 years, CBS gives him a massive deal, reported around $180 million over 10 years. Romo becomes more famous as a broadcaster than he ever was as a player, and that reveals what made Romo great. His football IQ was off the charts. He processed information faster than almost any quarterback in NFL history. The problem was never his mind or his arm. It was the defenses that ranked in the bottom third, the coaching turnover, the injuries. Romo didn't fail Dallas. Dallas failed Romo. Why isn't Romo in the Hall of Fame conversation? Because we judge quarterbacks by rings, not by the obstacles they overcame. November 15th, 2016, Romo stands at a podium. Dak has earned the right to be the Cowboys quarterback. He's been the starter for 10 years. He's healthy, but the team is 8-1 with Dak Prescott, and Romo puts the team first. He never complains, never demands a trade. He handles losing his job with the same class he showed his entire career. The what-ifs haunt Romo's legacy. What if the botched snap doesn't happen? What if the Dez catch stands? What if his back doesn't fracture? But maybe the what-ifs are the point. Maybe Tony Romo's career is the perfect example of how we misjudge quarterbacks. We blame them for losses, credit them for wins, but ignore everything in between. Tony Romo went undrafted. That preparation beats pedigree. That undrafted doesn't mean unproven. Tony Romo finished his career as one of the most accomplished undrafted quarterbacks ever. 4th best passer rating of his era, 4 Pro Bowls, over 34,000 passing yards, and he did it all starting from nothing. No draft hype, no guarantees, 3 years on the bench, and special teams. He never won a Super Bowl, but he proved that you don't need to be drafted in the first round to become a franchise legend. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more deep dives on the NFL's most underrated careers. Drop a comment with your favorite Tony Romo moment, and check out our video on Josh Allen, another undrafted quarterback who became an NFL superstar.